Hi, today we're going to look at how to use the Grayson Design Template, formerly known as the iDesign Template. Essentially, we're going to look at how to create a sandbox class in your Canvas shell. Then we're going to import content from the Grayson iDesign Template. Currently, we've named it the Grayson Design because, in fact, we own it. But it was formerly called the iDesign Template. And so we're going to look at how to import that template into your Sandbox class once you've created it. And then finally, we'll look at ways that you can turn your own content into the template and have it look like, have it visually match the content from the iDesign template. So let's go ahead and, at this point, let's go to the desktop. Alright, so here we are in my Canvas shell, and the first thing we want to do is build a Sandbox class. And that is as easily done as clicking on this button that says Start a New Course. You'll be asked to give it a name. I'm going to call this one Grayson Design Sandbox. And short name, you can give that if you want it. I'm going to call it Grayson Design. As far as content license goes, the Grayson Design belongs to Grayson. If you're using it for Grayson, then you don't need a license, but I'll let you decide how you want to do that. Making publicly visible, making the course visible to the public, unless you want students to be able to see this, don't click this. This is strictly for you to work in, and then you can copy material from here to your other courses. So it does not need to be publicly visible. Once you've gotten this information filled out, you'll click on Create Course, and you'll be taken to the Modules page of the new course. Currently, the home page is set to the Modules page. We want to fix that shortly. The check sheet for online courses here at Grayson specifies that a course should land on a landing page or home page of some kind that introduces the course, and so that's part of the Grayson Design Template's content is a home page. But right now, by default, Canvas goes to the Modules page. So let's go ahead and import our content. As you can see from the Modules page, we have no content whatsoever. We decided the easiest way to do that was to store that in the Commons, and we're going to import from Commons. And we're going to search by Grayson. And what we want is the Grayson Design Sandbox. So we'll click there. We're going to import it into whatever class name that you created. Mine in this case was the Grayson Design Sandbox. So we're going to import into that class, and we're going to hit import. And it will take just a few minutes to import the content. And so let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard. And once we're there, then we can click on Grayson Design Sandbox, and we should see the content that we've imported. Oops, still not there yet. Okay, it may take it a moment, so we can wait while we're importing, and occasionally hit refresh, and there we go. That's what we're waiting on. So once we've gotten the material imported, you can see that it's using the correct home page now. And if we look at modules, the only thing we should see should be instructors and student resources, getting started, and then the module template. This is the template that you're going to use when we import your content. We're going to go ahead and build your class with your content, and we'll be adding the content into these template pages. So we'll duplicate the pages, and then we will add your content, and then we will both move them into modules that you create up here. So let's go ahead and start the module creation process. But what we do need to do now is look at the content that we've imported. All of the content here is basically boilerplate for the most part. You have to edit your own content. This is not a curriculum. This is just a template to work with presentation. So it's not a curriculum. You're strictly teaching your own material. So let's go ahead and click on Getting Started, and we'll go through the introduction portion. All right, you'll see we have a placeholder here. We have contact information. This is all placeholder here. These things need to be edited, and so the way you do that would be to click on the Edit button. Now, to replace the picture, click on the picture. Once you've clicked into the edit mode, you'll click on the picture and just hit the delete key, and then you're going to upload a new picture. So I'm going to click on Images, Upload. I'm just going to click out here, and then I'm going to browse to a picture that I want to use. So I will select Pictures, and let's use this one. I'm going to click Submit, and now that picture is embedded in. I can change my information here. I'm going to go ahead and put my name in. I'm going to go ahead and put my email in. Office hours. And my extension. And at that point, then I can put in my course code and title, and I'm going to say networking. I think it's 1354. And introduction. Oops. You put in whatever flows here, and then you can basically just introduce your class. Did I misspell that again? Wow. Okay. Anything that's highlighted in yellow you're going to want to delete after you do whatever it is you want to do. And let's say you have an introductory video for your class. The way that we're going to embed that, first of all, let's go ahead and get rid of all this. Anything that's highlighted in yellow, you can just delete. And let's say we're going to go ahead and delete this video here. We can, come on. Start from here and drag across it. There we go. All right, now let's say we have a YouTube video that introduces your class. Go ahead and click on YouTube, and what you're going to want to get is the URL. That's all you need. Copy the URL, go back to the page, and we're going to paste it in. We're going to hit enter, and this is important. You need to hit enter because otherwise it won't make it into a link. So hit enter and then hit backspace to get rid of that extra space. And now it's a link, and we're going to save it. And when you've saved that, now you see your picture, your information is here, your class introduction is here, and your introductory video is also here. If they click on that, it's embedded in the page. You don't have to go in and edit the code if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable with editing that, with editing the embed code, all you really have to do is click the link or paste it in, and then remember to hit enter and then hit backspace to get rid of the extra space. And now you've got your video is embedded in the page, and your students will be able to watch that.
Hey guys,
so that is basics of editing a page and adding your content in there. Once you've done that, then just go through the boilerplate pages. Here is course details. Once again, anything highlighted in yellow you can get rid of, and the only thing really you need to edit on this page is the course number and title. You'll want to add that in there, and a little bit of a description here. For the syllabus, you can leave this sentence alone because we're using simple syllabus now, and so essentially we want the students to click up here on the simple syllabus link in the left-hand navigation menu. Required course materials, you can delete the yellow highlighted text, and just basically this is boilerplate. Now, course learning objectives. In Bloom's taxonomy, we have the verbs that we want to use. And so what you want to do is, as you are filling in the learning objectives, the Bloom's taxonomy verbs, you want to bold those. That's a suggestion from the course designers. But you want to put in your course objectives. You probably won't have 10. Most people usually only have 3 or 4. Same with the course structure. You want to put the module titles that you're going to have. Most people won't have 13. You may only have 8. That's okay. And then the modules will consist of the following: an overview, which is a description of the module and what you're going to learn. It also should have module learning objectives, learning materials, where you're going to embed any videos or readings, anything like that that's specific to the module. Activities, you'll have assignments or quizzes or discussion questions or whatever. And then a wrap-up. You should restate your course objectives so that the students can determine if they've met their objectives or not. Milestone activities, once again, it's highlighted. You can adjust this title as you need to, as you see fit. And then the way that your course grades are weighted, this one says discussions 20, hands-on 30, etc. Edit these to match your courses, and then give a little bit of a description down here. Once you've edited that page, move on to the next. Once again, all you have to edit on this page is just the name of the textbook. That's all you have to add in. Everything else here is boilerplate, and basically it explains how books are acquired here at Grayson, whether you're using Cengage or MindTap or RedShelf. This will be edited for you at some point, probably over the summer. Everything that says Follett All Access will be changed to Barnes & Noble, and we'll modify this boilerplate according to what Barnes & Noble instructions are. But for the most part, don't worry about any of this boilerplate down here. Just although if you're using an OER, if you're using an open educational resource, you will need to put in the information down here for where the students will need to access their course materials. Okay, course user guide is all boilerplate. There's nothing here you need to edit. You can skip all this material. The technical requirements, all these things are required either by the agreements that we have, or by the check sheet. All this material is required, and so we're just going to leave that alone. If it never gets read, that's okay, but it has to be there for liability purposes. So all those things need to be in there. Just basically, you can skip past them. Now, we're into the modules. So essentially, let's go into the module view and look. Right now, Module X is where we are. Module X is a template module. So this is the way you want to design your modules to look. Let's go ahead and add a module. We're going to add Module 1. And so we're going to call this Module 1. And you should follow Module 1 title with what the module covers. And in my case, it's Introduction to Computer Networking. So I'm going to add Module 1. And now I have this new module added. We want to follow this naming convention, module number, and you can use a colon or a pipe stem or just a space or whatever you want to use here, or a dash, doesn't matter. But then the name of the module, whatever it covers. So we've got Module 1, for my case, Introduction to Computer Networking. Now, let's say, if you recall earlier, we said that all modules needed to have an overview. So we're going to duplicate Module X's overview, and we're going to drag it down into Module 1. Also, all modules need a wrap-up. So we're going to duplicate this wrap-up, and we're going to drag it down. All modules should have learning materials. We're going to duplicate that, and we're going to drag it down. And then we're going to rename them. So let's say we want to edit, and we're going to call this Module 1, and just wrap up. If you want to change the names, just doesn't really matter what you name it as long as it's the idea of a summary. Okay, and that goes at the bottom. Learning materials. We're going to go ahead and edit that, and I would just leave it as Module 1 Learning Materials, but get rid of the copy. And then finally the overview, which should be the first element. We're going to edit that. Module 1 overview, and you could change that to introduction if you wanted to, but generally the idea is, so those are the basic elements that every module needs. Of course, there are discussion questions, there are supplemental resources, there are hands-on work, assignment previews, assignments, quizzes, new quizzes. There are all sorts of other things that you would want to add to a module. That's good. So basically the process is the same. Let's say we want to add an assignment, so let's go ahead and duplicate this assignment. And we're going to drag it down in here. And we're going to edit the title. So Module 1. And we're going to give this one, what shall we call this one? IP address binary conversion. Okay. So now we have an assignment. Like I said, we can add discussion questions, you can add essays, whatever assignments you have for your course will go, for Module 1, will go into this section. The only thing that you need to remember is a naming convention, Module 1, and then whatever the assignment is. Alright, so once we've gotten our module structure built, we need to go in and add our content. So at that point, you're going to click on Module 1. Okay, this overview is specific to this format, what to expect. You're going to tell the students what they're going to learn, and you will go in and edit this text. And this. Okay, and then once again we're going to add objectives. So by the end of the module you should be able to meet these objectives, and once again we're bolding these first words should be verbs from the Bloom's taxonomy, and they should be in bold. So once you're done with that, then you can get rid of the highlighted text. You can delete that text. But you do want to make sure that this list of modules, or this list of module objectives, starts off with a bolded verb from Bloom's taxonomy. Same thing here. This describes the activities. You're going to have an essay, you're going to work problems, you're going to have a reading assignment. This outlines exactly what you expect the students to do. And also, once again, you can get rid of that text. Once you're done with that, then you'll save it. And now you have prepared this module and brought in your own content. Learning materials, if you have reading assignments, this is where you'll make them. Same thing if you have articles, this is where you'll make them. If you have an external video, you can embed it just like we did with the other video. You get rid of this placeholder, just delete it, and then paste in the URL for the YouTube video, and it will, or whatever video you want to use, and then hit enter, hit backspace, and it should create an embedded video for your students to watch. PowerPoint presentations, you just have to edit. Let's go ahead and do a PowerPoint because you need to know how to put the slides into the file. So the first thing you want to do is, if you have a PowerPoint, we're going to upload it to the file. So over here in Files, if you'll click on Files, Course content is where I like to keep this stuff. If you're going to have pictures, you want to put them here. Instructor resources, this is for you. Uploaded media, this is where your students will put things. But course content. And I'm going to upload a PowerPoint from my documents folder. And class 4 IP addresses and binary conversion. Okay, so I've uploaded that. Now I can go back to modules. And now I can go back to learning materials. And I can edit my page. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come down here into presentation. And I'm going to first of all, I'm going to remove that link. You want to remove the link because this links to a placeholder. So I'm going to go ahead and change that text to and then I'm going to link it to the presentation that I just uploaded. So I'll select the text. I'm going to come up here to my course links icon. And it's a course link, and I'm going to link to a file in course folders and course content. There's my presentation. And if I look at link options, I'm going to preview on an overlay, not on inline. Preview inline means it tries to show it in the page, and that really messes up the page. Disable preview, that means they have to download it, and if they don't have PowerPoint installed, they won't be able to view it. So preview and overlay is the best way. And then done. Okay, same thing with video lectures. You can delete that, and once you've deleted it, just paste in the URL for the video that you want them to watch, and make sure you keep up with citations. That was an important thing. If it's not your content, make sure you cite it. We want to set a good example. So once we've gotten those things done, we're going to save. And so we can look through here, and there's our presentation. We could have deleted that, should have deleted that highlighted text. But anyway, let's go ahead and click on it. And when we do, we'll see that it appears in an overlay. It may take it a minute to load. This is a fairly large presentation, so let's give it a minute, and it will load. Eventually, there we go. Okay, and so there's a presentation. They can go through the slides, take notes, whatever it is that they need to do. But when they're done, then they can close it up here, and we're going back to our page. All right, so essentially we've edited the learning materials page. Let's go back to modules. All right, once we've got learning materials done, let's look at an assignment. So we're going to click on this IP binary conversion assignment. This is where you would put the instructions, due date, if you have any extra material or any instructions on how to hand things in, that's where you would place it. Right now this one is set up, if you'll edit the assignment settings, this one is set up for no submission. So you're going to add the points that it's worth, and if you want to change the way it's graded, whatever group it's in, you can change that. If you need to add a group, you can add groups for discussion questions, or if you can add different groups for whatever groups you happen to have, you can add those here. For submission, this would probably be an online and a file upload. Maybe you're having them turn in a Word document or whatever, or you can do a text entry, any one of those things. How many attempts? Plagiarism review, you can use copy leaks or turn it in, either one you choose if that's what you wish to do. And you can, if you choose one of those, and you can set it up to show the results to the students immediately. If it's a group assignment, you can assign it to groups. However you choose to set up your assignments, what matters is that you've edited the content here, gotten rid of all the highlighted text, and then once you've done that, then save it. And now you have an assignment that's set up, your due date should be set, and and ready to move on to the next thing. The next thing is basically just a summary. You're going to include a summary of what they learned. I like to go back in and repeat my objectives for the module so that the students can look at that and say, well, did I get that? If I didn't, I need to go back and look. Or if I did, then I've accomplished what I needed to for this module. Once you've done that, then you've completed the first module. At this point, then you'd add Module 2 and Module 3 and Module 4, and you would add material as you see fit. Now, let's say you had material from some other Canvas page that you wanted to enter into one of these pages. That's generally where most people want to get things done, is they want to add material from another class or another video. Let me show you how that can be done. So first of all, let's go to another class, and let's go to a module. And let's go to a wrap-up. Let's say I want to add this material for my class there. So I'm basically just going to go, actually I'm going to need to hit edit. I'm just going to copy it. And then I'll go back to my, pardon me, I want to go back to my dashboard and back to my Sandbox and back to modules, and I'm just going to paste it in. So I'm going to do a wrap up here. I'm going to go edit. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid this picture and this title. Starting right here, I'm going to paste and then save it. And that's essentially how you'd want to do that. Now, the only drawback to that, if there is a link to a resource like a slides or some other, or just any link at all, if it's to a file in this or in the other class, you will be able to see that resource. The link will work for you, but it won't work for your students. If you're copying a link like the PowerPoint module that I just uploaded, if there's another module in another class or another presentation in another class that you want to copy a link to into this class, you need to upload that presentation into this set of files before you copy the link. Because what's going to happen is it's going to try to copy the link back to the other class. Your students in this class won't be able to see that. You will, because you have permissions to see the other class. Your students will not, so they're going to get a file not found error because they won't be able to access that file. So what you want to do is build the links manually. If you have questions about building those links or how to copy things with links in them, let me know, and I can walk you through that. I can build you a video. I can demonstrate it. I can help you step by step until we understand that. So just remember, if you have any kind of a link or to a picture, if you have a picture that you've copied from another module into this, you're going to need to go back and add that picture manually. You're going to need to download the picture onto your computer and then upload it to this class, because if you don't, the picture will be visible to you because you have permission to see the other class. Your students will never see the picture, so that can be a problem. So just make sure that you're careful about resources that you're pasting from other classes. That is the easiest way, but you just need to be aware of that limitation. So basically, once you've gotten all your content put over into this module, then you can start working here, and you can, as you're changing your class, as your class changes, and as your content changes and updates, then you'll update this material in the Sandbox, and then once you have it exactly like you want it, then you can use this as a pull source. So next semester, when you're ready to pull your material in, all you'll have to do is pull from your Sandbox and everything will be perfect, and then you can go in and put the due dates, etc., and you should be able to have your class up and running in no time. And that will what I said about copying links, when you copy the entire content of the class over using the copy that we went through to import the material, like we imported this template, when you're using that process to import into other classes, you don't have to worry about uploading the files because the import process will get them also. So that is definitely a plus. Once you start pulling and importing from this Sandbox into your other courses, then you won't have to worry about, well, did I move that file over? The only time you'll have to do that is if you're copying and pasting. The first time you build this, then you may have to worry about that a little bit, but past that, you will not have that problem. So, all right, well, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, I can be contacted whiter@grayson.edu. My extension is 8756, or if you happen to be in the library, I'm on the second floor by the back stairs in office 210. Please, if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you have a good semester.